Welcome to BOI Academy, education for your business to help you be successful. My name is Zane Stevens. I'm the founder of BOI Financial. Quick BOI update. It is currently 2:13 p.m. Pacific on March 21st, 2025. I did a quick scroll around X. I checked on my LinkedIn and I couldn't find anything really new that's occurring, and I can even live view this at this point as well. And normally this type of thing, BOI just pops up like crazy. But as it stands, just nothing. It's a little bit quiet. No new posts, nothing really happening. Mostly sort of a week away from any updates. So I thought, okay, let me go to my buddy ChatGPT, and I typed in the prompt, what is the latest on the BOI, and has there been any updates since March 7th, 2025? March 7th is the last time I recorded an update where I told you all that I think the roller coaster is starting to flatten out. Pretty simple feedback. As of March 21st, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN, has suspended enforcement of the beneficial ownership information reporting requirements under the Corporate Transparency Act for U.S. citizens and domestic reporting companies. The decision follows a series of legal challenges and policy reviews concerning the BOI reporting mandates. As I've said in the past, it's one of those things, really make your own decision. You can still go and file. I know for a lot of our entities, we have gone ahead and done this already. People like, I've got nothing to hide, just get it done, no big deal. Obviously, if you feel strongly against it, probably won't be any penalties against you. A lot of sort of in the works. Now, I'm sure something's going to pop. I mean, it is pretty late on the East Coast right now, but we know sometimes these decisions go late into the evening. What it has broken down for me is some key developments, and I do want to go through them because I think they will help you in making your decisions. So first, the key development, suspension of enforcement. On March 2nd, 2025, the U.S. Department of Treasury announced that it will not enforce any penalties or fines associated with BOI reporting under the existing regulatory guidelines for U.S. citizens and domestic reporting companies. The suspension aims to alleviate compliance burdens on small businesses while the Treasury considers revisions to the reporting requirements. On my last video, this is big. If you're a U.S. citizen, if you're a domestic reporting company, no penalties. And I know this is one of the biggest pushbacks on the legislation. Is not that it was, it was hard. You had to report a lot. There was a lot of pressure on companies to get it right. But the penalties for getting it wrong were huge. At some point, it's like, hey, if I don't report and nobody hears me, that's probably better than reporting, getting it wrong, and then getting penalties. So this is a very big step that's taken to alleviate the pressure on small businesses. Key development number 2, proposed rulemaking. The Treasury plans to issue a proposed rulemaking to narrow the scope of the BOI reporting, potentially limiting it to certain foreign companies registered to do business in the United States. This initiative seeks to balance the objectives of combining illicit financial activities with reducing regulatory burdens on domestic entities. Now, I think it's probably going to be a little bit wider than that, but for right now, it is pretty simple. If you're a foreign entity, you better file. If you're a domestic entity and you don't really want to file, then hold steady because there are going to be some rule changes. It might exclude all small businesses. Probably going to include some of you guys, but for now, they are not requiring it and there are no penalties. So make up your own decision. The last key development I want to talk about is legislative actions. The U.S. House of Representatives unanimously passed a bill to extend the BOI reporting deadlines for pre-2024 reporting companies to January 1st, 2026. The Senate has yet to vote on this legislation, so that's the big one we're waiting on. Whatever the decision is going to make, they're planning to push this through to January 1st, 2026. Good for me who likes to make content and make videos. Great, I get to do some more as this, we all figure this out for another year. But really what this is telling you is, if your business was in operation before 2025, you don't have to really do anything. They're going to probably change the rules. They're definitely going to push the deadlines. They're not going to put any penalties in place. So for everything that's going on, the short answer is if you're a U.S. citizen or a U.S. company, you're probably good. You don't have to file. If you're a foreign entity, get filing. They still want your information. They want to make sure that you're a real company and not just some face of a money laundering situation. So what are the implications for businesses? Tricky. I would say if you feel comfortable file, still go ahead and file. Not a big deal. But while the enforcement of BOI reporting requirements is currently suspended, things can change quickly. It's important to stay informed and up to date. I will do my very best to bring you the latest as it occurs, either here on Prodi Academy, either through our newsletter directly to our clients, or by posting it on my social media. There are going to be some rule changes. We will have to figure out what that all means. But as it stands, if you're a US citizen, you're a domestic company, and you don't want to file, you don't have to do it.